Putana?
Yeah, of
Putana?
course, yes, putana, and that's the same in Greek. So putana, oh yeah, putana is putana.
So if you were Putana.
Yeah.
Cawfee Talk. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Cawfee Talk, where the coffee hot and the talk is real. Today, I have a very special guest in for you. She is such a big, vibrant personality. I met her online. You know how all the cool kids do it now. And I have asked her to come in, and we finally were able to schedule a date. Please welcome to Cawfee Talk, Arianna. All right?
Yep.
Arianna. Okay. Papalexopoulos.
No notes. Amazing.
What?
Now I need you to say it with a Greek accent.
Arianna Papalexopoulos.
Papalexopoulos, because we dropped the S.
Papalexopoulos.
Oh my God, good job. You're
Wait,
amazing.
do it again. I need to do it.
Papalexopoulos.
Papalexopoulos.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's a dyslexic nightmare. I in 100 years, I cannot say that.
Yep.
You know what? Because nobody could ever say my name. And it always bothered me, especially once I hit stage, but I understood people have butchered my name.
They butcher
And
it.
so I'm like, I really want to get, like, what was it like? Could the teachers in school say your name?
No, they couldn't.
Arianna P?
Yeah, they would be Arianna P, or I would have to I would just know, right when they would spend 2 seconds longer, I was like, present, I'm here. Yeah. It was like that. And so I would help them out. And then they would always make a long joke about oh my God, and when they don't know if it's Greek, I'm like, really? It's Opulus.
Yeah.
I don't know. They'll be like, Russian? I'm like, no, not close.
Teachers?
Yeah.
I was getting, I'll never forget, I was in school getting a second master's, and one of the girls doing a presentation, the other students was like, Arkansas. And I was like, well, this degree doesn't mean shit right now, because she couldn't say Arkansas. So I'm like, I don't feel special about
Your
getting
teacher said
this
Arkansas?
second.
No, she did not.
Arkansas. And I was like, well, that's not.
Was she from Arkansas?
No, apparently not. Probably, actually. Her cousin's married and had her.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. She was the firstborn of first cousins, but no. So, okay, Arianna P.
Yeah.
What I love about you is your social media is your full name.
It is. And
Good
for you. Yeah.
I didn't do it. I did Tara jokes. I sold out. The other day I was in the West Village and some woman screamed, "Are you Tara jokes?" And I said, "No, because I'm not. I'm Tara Cannistraci."
Right.
But I said, "Yes, come here."
Arianna, did you have to do your last name 23 or 24? They were like,
oh, yeah, taking a test?
Were you the first, or were there 23 of you?
Oh, absolutely not.
I'm totally kidding. I am totally
absolutely
kidding.
not.
Yeah.
Never. There is someone though with a similar first name spelled with one N, Arianna, and it's Papa something else. But it's when you first someone was like, "Oh, there's two," and I'm like, "What? Excuse
Your
me?"
name is never
There's another,
taken.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, never taken. And I kept it because when I came down to LA, I got my undergrad degree at UCLA for theater.
I should explain: actress, writer, social media content creator.
Yes. And one of my professors,
So you went to
senior
UCLA?
year,
Yeah.
One of my professors was like, "What are you going to do about the name?" And he suggested I change fully my last name.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was little, before my dad started his company, he asked my brother and I. He came home from work one day and he was like, "We're thinking of shortening our name." And I had started crying because I was like, I just learned how to spell this a few years ago. No, you're not. I took a lot of pride in my last name. And then when my senior year, one of the professors was like, "What are we going to do here?" Because I was going to start getting headshots and all, doing the whole thing. And I kept it in the back of my head, and I just really, I didn't want to do it. And then finally, a few years after that, then it was so accepting, right?
Yeah.
Then it was in to be ethnically ambiguous and ethnic, and that was celebrated. And in the beginning, when I started first doing content creation, I had started my comedy channel with another friend of mine. And we created a whole other name that didn't have our names involved in the handle. And then I just felt like it was actually probably like 3 years ago that I was like, there's like an air of authenticity to having your full name.
Yep.
Because I started realizing no one knew my full name.
I regret it.
You know? Yeah. So I changed it out of like, I was still late, but I changed it, I think, at a good time. And I'm really happy I did.
When I did it, when I changed it to jokes, it was because I was opening for really big names on stage without being a name myself. And I said, the only way I'm going to acquire getting these people to follow me immediately once they get off stage, I had very generous headliners that will like plug yourself. You know, besides running to the front door before they left to shake hands and hand out cards, which I did and still do.
Right.
I would say, hey, everybody, if you love my set, please follow me at Tara Jokes. And I was like, if I say Tara Cannistraci, nobody's going to find me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have an online presence. I had no credits.
Right.
All I really had were these jokes that I was writing and the people live right there. So I try to grab as many as possible. And now I do realize a lot of people do not know my last name.
Right.
Actually, can I tell you something hilarious about your last name? Every time I type, you know, like if I'm texting a friend, I'm like, can you meet me? It's like Cannistraci.
That's amazing.
I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm
All
like,
the time.
I never put her last, I just put your last name in the thing.
And
it autocorrects it drives me nuts because I'll send it and I'm like, what?
Cannistraci, meet me.
Right.
I love that, actually. I've never been in automated anything.
Well, it's
nobody
my
ever
phone. It's all the time.
Right.
Oh my God.
I love
it.
it.
So I love that you, like, listen, look at guys like Sebastian Maniscalco, which was probably the first video I ever saw you do.
Love it.
So what I loved about it, and if you haven't seen it online, I think you have it in the first 3.
I do. I pinned it.
She pinned this video where you were on stage.
Yep.
Was that a show with Frank Spadone?
Yes, yes. I opened for Frank Spadone and Angelo Tsarouchas on our Greek, it was a Midwest and Canadian tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you did a Greek version of Sebastian Maniscalco that was hilarious.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I was doing impersonations in the pandemic of Sebastian online when I had like no followers, and I just had so much fun with it. And then when
do you do other impressions, or was it just him?
I do some.
Okay, yeah.
And I just love doing him, and you don't see many women do impersonations of Sebastian. And so I started doing it, and I got a little bit of traction online from it. And then when I was writing my set, I was like adding new jokes, and I was like, what if Sebastian was Greek? And it's so funny because that specific clip online, it became it was either people loved it and like understood it, or they were like, you're making your whole set making fun of Sebastian. I was like, whoa.
People,
first of all,
there's a microphone in my hands.
Right. There's a microphone. It's a 50-second impersonation, part of, a whole set. It's 1 minute. And I love him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a fan.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
did he see it or happen to?
I'm sure I would think that he was sent it because it did go pretty viral on TikTok and Instagram. But it was the only video I have ever had to like mute the comments for a little bit because I was getting a lot of hate.
I get hate upon hate. I can't even imagine why that would get hate. I thought it was such a great take. It's such a unique perspective. It's somebody whose personality we know with what if this.
Thank you.
Which is what comedy is, right?
So many people also didn't understand that it was not, these are not his words.
Right.
Like they were like, oh, you're ripping his whole set. I'm like, no, my friend.
No,
I wrote this. And the lead in is, this is my impersonation if Sebastian Maniscalco were Greek. And I even say like, he's one of my favorite comics. Do you know what I mean? Right before that.
People are so dumb.
People
you don't
are
need
dumb.
I
was like, damn, people are not well.
Here's the thing. People also are home and are,
it's
keyboard
usually
warriors.
the incels
It's
their
usually
garage.
people who are usually saying the most ugliest things to me. I'll like go on their Instagram profile and be like, God first, or like they'll have a biblical like numeral thing, like a quote from the Bible. I'm like, you are the
always.
Never a picture of themselves in the profile, but they're ripping me apart what I look like.
Right.
Those are always.
Or they have like their 3 grandchildren
Yes.
in the profile picture, and I'm like, good work.
Right. Yeah. I'm sure you're teaching them great lessons on how to be kind.
I hate to ask this. Do you think if you were a guy, would you Is this a question you've been asked?
Like regarding the impersonation, I don't know.
If you were a guy,
I don't know.
People are mean, but yeah, you're right.
And also, I'm wondering, do they think because it was part of my set that they don't like it? Because people all the time will post impersonation clips that you can tape and put online.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? So why
Did they
was
see
it
in the form of stand up and think you were?
and thought I was ripping? Like, I don't know, but I love him. I'm such a big fan. He's one of my favorites. And yeah, I hope he laughed at
Sebastian,
least.
if you're watching
Yeah,
this,
please,
yeah.
all three of
Sebastian.
us love you.
Yes,
But
exactly.
so funny. I categorized you as a Greek actress, writer,
Yeah,
but you are half and half.
I'm half and half
What-
and proud of it.
Tell
Like,
me,
people-
growing up,
Yeah.
what was that?
So born in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
My mother is Italian, third generation San Franciscan.
Oh, okay.
And then my father was born and raised in Greece. Yeah. Best mix, a volatile mix, right?
How are you not like 500 pounds? Those are like the two of the best foods.
Best foods in the world.
My God.
Mediterranean cuisine can be very
Foods
healthy.
in the world. Yes, true. But like it was.
Not when you eat 10 pounds a day of
and
it.
grandma lived up the block.
Yeah.
So
As
we
she
would
should,
go-
that's how we grew up.
Oh,
yeah.
yes. And she, like, after
Which
school.
grandma, Italian or Greek?
Italian. So all my mom's side of the family is still in San Francisco, born and raised. And then all my dad's side of the family is in Greece. Yeah.
What part of Greece?
So northern Peloponnese, about 3 hours southwest of Athens,
Okay.
up in the mountains. So everyone
Oh.
always asks, like, what island are you from? And I'm like, I'm up in the mountains. I'm in
And
the
did
village.
you have to go up into the mountains in the village every summer?
Oh, yeah.
Like every good
summer.
Greek
Yes.
kid?
Every good Greek kid. Yep. And I would go from like 2 years old up until 14 for about 2 weeks every summer with my family. And then when I was 14 years old or 13 going into high school, I told my dad, it's like so funny. I read Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. And I told my dad, I was like, I want to spend the whole summer there. I don't want to just go for 2 weeks with you guys. And he was like, honey, are you sure?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Was he so
"Yes."
happy though?
He was so happy, but he was a little nervous because
Yeah.
he's like, you're going to be in the village. Like,
Yeah.
are you okay with that? And Sebastian just came out. And I was like, yeah, I want to do it. And my dad didn't speak Greek growing up to us. Because, yes.
Wow,
we
which is
weren't
very
raised-
unusual.
I'll tell you why. Because my mother is Italian American. She didn't speak Greek. So when my dad was working all day, coming back home, I think he was just lazy. He was like, I don't want to teach you guys how to, like, we're speaking English. Mom is, I think it would have been different if it was reversed.
Yes.
But because my dad was just, busy and he'd come home and he would say little things to us, but like we didn't grow up speaking Greek.
Did he send you to Greek school?
So he tried. We didn't love it. I also was like a kid growing up in San Francisco. There was a good Greek community, but for whatever reason, I was a little snobby with like the Greek community there. I told my dad he would try to get us to go in high school to like, just the Greek events and all that. And I'd be like, I'm Greek. Like, I'm not Greek American. And he's like, no, you are 100% Greek American. Like, not 100%, 50%
Yeah.
Greek American. And I was like, no, I like loved that I went in the summers all summer. And no, like, I don't want to do the Greek American stuff.
So when you were in like the village in the town, how did you get by if your
So-
parents weren't there? Because then if your parents left after 2 weeks,
yeah.
your whole family there does not speak English.
So my dad had a business trip in Poland for like about 8 days. He left me with my aunt in the village. Again, I'm 13 years old. And I remember he said, he dropped me off and he was prepared to leave me there for like 2.5 months. And he said, I'm going to Poland. If you don't like it after a week, I'll come back and get you. That was the plan. And I remember, I had something to prove at this point because I wanted to like live my Greek summer, create this life for me. And I remember after like 3 days, I'm like, okay, this is tough. I'm in a village. My aunt and my uncle, they don't speak any English. My uncle spoke a little bit of English, but my aunt nothing. And I didn't know much Greek at the time. So I'm going to it was the yipedo, the jit, like the track. I was like walking the track. Like I remember trying to communicate with my aunt that I couldn't leave because there were goats in front of me. And I was like, she didn't know. She was like, okay, I'm coming. Like she got the car, but like I couldn't communicate that because I didn't know much Greek. Anyway, I ended up, there was a town like the Platea, the square.
Yeah.
You know, the beautiful cobblestone streets. There was a little music concert going on. And this was like my 5th or 6th day.
Love it.
And again, like most people my age, they were learning English, but they didn't know much English. And I'm at the concert and I'm like trying to make friends, like saying what's up. And I was speaking English to one of the kids. And this girl turns around. She was a couple years older than me. And she goes, "I'm sorry, are you from America?" And I'm like, oh my God, finally someone knows how to speak a sentence.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes. And she's like, "Do you know Mark Wahlberg?" And I'm like, no. I'm like, what? And then she's like, what did she say? It was hysterical.
I love that that was the
that was her opening line. And I was like, no, but can we
was
be
this
friends?
early 2000s?
This
or?
was 2005.
Yeah.
And I remember, then what did she say? Oh, she goes, "Come tomorrow to meet me at my candy store. My father owns a candy store, not like 50-cent candy store." I was like, okay, this girl like is very tapped into
the
like
pop
the pop culture in
yeah.
America right now. And she became my best friend that summer, like for like all my teenage years too. After that summer, I fell in love with the Greek culture fully. Yeah. And I was going then all summer in high school and in college for 2.5 months. That's when I fell in love with it and started to learn how to speak.
Right, because now your comedy, or at least online personality, is the Greek voice.
Yeah, now it's like her
So
whole personality is Greek.
Which is because, why I asked you about the did you go to Greek school is because I've had other guests on the podcast, Chef Anna Afgas, and her and I were talking about how like Italians try to assimilate so much when they got here. And they were like, you're American, we're American now. And they didn't embrace kind of the language or specifically the language. We kept a lot of the traditions. But Greeks come and the kids are in Greek school and they're going to church and and it's like they're part of all the community events in church. And it was like so proud to still be Greek, but Greek American. But the Italians were faced with so much hate that they were like,
right,
we're American now.
Totally.
And so your mom was already Americanized, which I can't imagine what that's like to be with a guy off the boat Greek. I wonder how his family thought like he came to America.
Yeah.
Even though she was Italian, which I'm going to ask the question, like, do you consider yourself like white?
I know that's such a interesting question. No, I mean,
you're ethnic. I don't know. I'm like, it's not. I'm just like Italian. I don't know. I'm European American.
European American. I like that too. Yeah.
So it's like, I wonder, was there like your father's family? Like, oh my God, he went and met this like.
Well, it's funny. The way they met is actually really cute too. My father came to America to get his PhD in electrical engineering and computer science in Atlanta, Georgia. And then he moved from Georgia to San Francisco, and he thought he would just be, working for a couple years and then go back to Greece. And then he met my mom.
You make your money, you go back home.
Right, exactly. And he met my mom in the Embarcadero in San Francisco. She was like, it was like kind of late 80s. And I
was alive. This makes me want to cry. Continue.
It was late 80s and she was in the Embarcadero and she was like she was in her, I think she was around 30, 31, which at the time, that generation to be single, like it was like, what's going on? And she had like, she saw my dad, they were like checking each other. I love how I know this story. I wasn't there, clearly. But basically she heard his heavy accent and ended up being like, "Excuse me, are you Italian?" And he goes, "No, I am Greek."
Yeah.
And she goes, "Oh, you won't believe it. I have feta cheese in my refrigerator as we speak." And he was like, "Really?" And then they started like, dating. And after a year, they got married. And at the time, now everyone eats feta cheese. But at the time, that wasn't really on the map. So he was like very impressed.
I hope you eat feta. I mean, the reason why you exist is because of feta cheese.
Right. And my father's hometown makes the best feta cheese in Calabrita. But no, so it's a very cute story how they met. I think for my dad, being being from Greece, I really feel like he did really connect with my mom and didn't view her as just like a white chick in San Francisco because she was very like Italian American,
Yes.
you know, and he related to it.
love
Like a
that.
lot of people also that he introduced her to were like, oh, she's Greek.
Yeah.
And her name, it's funny. My mom is named like, she's 100% Italian, but my grandmother named her Deirdre, which is like a very Irish name. And I'm not sure if that was also, there's so many Irish people in San Francisco too. Like it's like a lot of Irish and Italian.
That was just, yeah.
But yeah, she named her Deirdre and she's Dee Dee now. But everyone who met my mom, like through my dad's side, would be like, Didi, Dimitra.
Yeah.
Like you're
Yeah.
like, so they just like would give her a Greek name.
That reminds me of, it's so funny, I was getting my hair done and they were playing the movie My Big Fat Greek Wedding, which to me really was the most relatable movie to anybody ethnic.
Yes.
Like nobody was relating to the Miller family.
Right.
I was
right.
like, I totally get the
Yeah.
you know the other side of
Right.
that. The word comes from
Right.
The, you know, give me a word, any
Yeah.
word. I'll show you how it comes from a Greek word.
Exactly.
But so half Italian, half Greek.
Yeah.
But growing up in San Francisco,
So also, I was really
UCLA.
raised I was raised more Catholic.
okay, I was
Right. So my parents, again, my father, Greek Orthodox, my mother, Catholic. And like my grandfather, my mom's father, was very Catholic. Like he
Okay.
said the rosary every night before bed.
my grandparents too.
Okay. And my grandmother, my mom's mom, was like the matriarch of the family, as most of our grandmothers. Like she was
Mm-hmm.
incredible. It's so sad because when people are like, did you just have the best food growing up? I'm like, we did until she passed.
Yeah.
Because my grandmother did not want anyone in the kitchen with her. Like we all wanted to learn. And she was like, you don't know what you're doing. Get out of here. Like, and also funny, my grandparents, even though they were from San Francisco, they kind of had an accent. I don't know if that was like the North Beach, like
Yeah.
Italian in them, but they kind of had a little bit. And she was like, you don't know what you're doing. So
They didn't want to share the recipes either. Yeah.
Either she didn't want to, or like she just didn't have the patience to teach us because she knew we didn't have it in us, like the cooking. I
Yeah.
don't know what it was, but we ate so good. And now the holidays are just not the same
No.
without her. But grew up Catholic. I went to Catholic school.
So no Greek
kindergarten
Orthodox.
through high school. I went to a Jesuit school, parochial school.
You were
Catholic.
baptized in the Catholic Church?
Yes, so Catholic and Greek Orthodox, which like is probably not allowed.
You were
Both of my-
baptized in both churches.
Yes. Both of my parents went to their priests and were like, first of all, let me just also say, my father, he's Greek Orthodox, but more so by tradition. Like he would go to
Yes.
church for the major holidays, a little bit late, show up, say hi to everyone. You know, wasn't the most
Also,
devout.
no, his family wasn't here checking him.
Exactly.
He was here by himself.
Mother
like
was-
nobody's
yes.
watching.
Yeah,
My
Yao was
mom's
back
eyes are not
home.
on me. I'm an
Exactly.
American now. I
Exactly.
kind of love that.
Yeah.
And now so it was just you and your brother.
Yes, just me and my brother. They asked the priest, like, is this okay? And honestly, I think they just got lucky with the priest. Like, both priests were like, whatever brings peace in the family, do whatever you want. So I was baptized Catholic. Again, more so in touch with the Catholic side because kindergarten through 8th grade, I was in a Catholic school uniform, going to during Lent church every day. Like, I was pretty Catholic.
And then you came to LA for college to
Yes.
pursue acting.
To pursue acting. Yeah. And
And-
my brother, a year ahead of me, to pursue film. He came down here. So like both.
Anybody else in your family creative like
No.
that? Just you? And
No.
you do sketches with your brother online.
I do. I
didn't know it was your brother.
I know. So
They
funny.
are so good.
Thank you
They
so
are
much.
so good.
Thank
And
you.
you're putting in the work. Because like
A
I'll
lot
be
of
like, I know what it's like for me to put out these clips.
You got it.
And I look at you and I'm like, she's
doesn't
growing
stop.
because she's putting in the work.
Consistent. That's what
You're
it is.
super consistent. They're super relatable.
Thanks.
And they're super specific, which is probably why they are so.
And that's where I saw the growth. The more specific I got, that's when I was like, oh, I can actually
There's
be
a whole
me.
audience out there
Right,
for me.
Right.
Were you? Because I was nervous when I first started
100%.
playing into my Italian thing. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm typecast. This is it. It's over.
Right. I was too. And there is an element of feeling kind of like
you don't.
pigeonholed.
Yeah, I didn't. So this is gonna sound really. This is gonna sound really stereotypical, judgmental, or like you sound different than I thought you were gonna sound.
Really? Wait,
Because
you're like, you only see my Greek mom
I'm like,
character.
I'm like, this girl's from the Valley. Like, this girl you sound
Oh, shit.
not exactly like when you came up, you're like, hi. And I was like, no, that's not the way she sounded. I'm doing a terrible impression. You sound like I would just not. I think I watched so many of your videos that I just expected this heavy Greek
Right.
or like ethnic accent.
Right.
Not even as exaggerated. Obviously, I know you're playing a
Right.
role,
Characters.
but I know that when I'm on like the way I sound, people go, "Oh, you're Italian," like you're
Right.
New York Italian.
Right.
When I'm just like, "Hey, can I have a cup of coffee?" and people are like, "Were you from New York?"
Right, right.
Whereas you're
like, oh, who is this? She has a lot of...
Yeah, which is great because it really, as far as acting is concerned, you're ethnically ambiguous.
Right.
You could be you could be a
Right.
white girl.
Right.
You could be
Totally.
Greek, you could be Italian, you could be Arabic,
Yeah.
you could be Persian, you could be anything. I'm looking at you and I'm like, she fits the mold.
Right, right.
And you're so talented and can morph into these, different characters and voices, which is just it's so genius and I love it.
Thank you.
So that works very heavily in your favor. But I was like, I thought this was gonna be like, I thought we were gonna sound like two borough broads on this
I love
podcast.
that.
And I'm
That's
like,
so funny. You're like, oh, this LA bitch.
this is, yeah,
She's been
I
in LA too long. Do I
am
sound super LA?
This is Cawfee Talk right now. I'm with Arianna Papalexopoulos, but it's Cawfee Talk.
It is Cawfee Talk. Okay.
Yes, okay.
Also, full circle moment here, by the way, because growing up, one of my good friends, Michelle, her mom is from New York. And I was the kid, like, I would impersonate everyone. My parents' friends would leave the house and I'd start impersonating them.
I love that.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
a little performer. I was a little ham. And just like friends, or I'd make up characters, whatever. And Mary from Brooklyn was my friend's mother. And every time I like had any interaction with her, I would just start doing the New York accent and started creating my own character. And one of the lines I would say was always, all right, I'm going to take the dog out for a walk and I'm going to get a cup of coffee and then we could talk.
Yeah.
And now when you asked me to be on Cawfee Talk, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm ready for this. I prepared my whole life for this.
I prepared for this moment, which is funny enough because we were just going to grab coffee.
I know.
When I first got to LA,
Exactly.
somebody connected us. My good friend Stella from Florida told me about you, and then we started messaging each other. But and I was like, new to LA, and she's like, go make a friend.
Yeah. I love it.
And then I was like, well, let's just do Cawfee Talk instead. But what, like, as far as like the personality, like I know you went to school, UCLA for theater.
Mm-hmm.
That I imagine was more drama based,
Right.
or maybe both, right?
Yeah.
In theater.
Yeah.
Was that like the goal? Is it acting under the big broad umbrella of acting? Because comedically, your timing and your sometimes you go in with a vision,
Right.
and then you're led somewhere else to get somewhere else, and
Honestly,
then you fall into what you're supposed to be doing.
Right. The journey has been pretty crazy. I mean, growing up, I was always writing and filming sketches. And my brother always had a camera in his hand and was filming. So it really started at a young age. And in high school, we didn't go to a performing arts high school, but they had a great program. So I was always doing the theater plays and the
School plays,
musicals.
yeah.
And my brother was
sing
pursuing
as well?
film a little bit. I'm like an actor who can sing. I'm not a singer.
Okay. Yeah. Great. All talents. Yeah. She has them all.
Right,
She has them all.
no.
Okay.
And brother was like, he was doing all his like filming, making short films, kind of like self-taught. And then when it came to applying to colleges, I started auditioning, like applying and then auditioning for like the certain like, BFA programs, BA programs, all the big theater schools, whatever. And when I graduated, I was like, okay, I'm an actor in LA now. Like, what now? You know what I mean? And so I started a comedy channel on YouTube with a friend of mine. And that was not Greek related at all. It was just like, honestly, 3 to 7 minute comedy videos on YouTube. And it was at the time that like, I was posting a still photo on Instagram and then being like, click the link in bio
Yes.
to watch my new sketch. And then it wasn't until like 2017, 2018, I got my master's in digital media from USC down here. And that was when, again, my brother was still helping me on the side. And he was like, you should do something Greek. Because also, by the way, I am like the Greek girl in America amongst my community and the American girl in Greece when I go to Greece.
Yeah.
It's like, anapodia εδώ, anapodia εκεί, 1 foot here, 1 foot there. And I was like, no, for my 5,000 followers who are mostly American, like no one's going to relate to it. And he was like, just try it. And I was like, all right. So I'm like at a coffee shop and he's filming me discreetly. We got the mics. this is like, again, like 2017, 2018. And I played like a girl, a Greek-American girl on a date with an American guy, Xeno. And
Xeno.
yeah. And
I know that from my Big Fat Greek
there we
Wedding.
go.
Yeah.
And I played the two, whatever. And I saw that when I posted it, it popped off a little bit more. I was like, oh. And then other cultures like Italians, Armenians, they were like, oh my God, this is so relatable.
So relatable.
So I was like, wait, maybe the more specific I get, because look, the reality is like how many creators are out there under the umbrella of comedy. Let me get more specific and be more true to myself.
100%.
Right?
I did it too. Yep.
So the minute I got into that, that's when I started to grow. And that was honestly 2019, 2020. I started my Greek mom character in like 2019. And then I had so much time when the pandemic hit. I was finishing my grad degree.
That Greek mom.
I was working for an influencer marketing agency, and I was doing my comedy content. And then I also it informed my work, because working at that agency, I was like the
Applying.
liaison between the brand and the talent. And I was like, I want to be
I'm
the
talent.
Like, why am I not doing this full force? So I just really tapped into the Greek niche. I started my Greek mom character, which like I always, and again, people are like, but your mom's Italian. And it's like, but the Greek women in my life, it's my character is an
Right.
amalgamation
You've had a yiayia. You've had, yes.
of all the Greek women in my life. They're like my two Theas, like my friend, and I made this character. And yeah, I mean, it's honestly, to answer your question more specifically, yes, I am like primarily an actor, but I was sick in my 20s of like, not sick, I was sick of
Yes.
like waiting for the opportunities to come to me and waiting for a yes. And I was always proactive, but then I was like, no, I'm going to create the opportunities for myself. And, you know, in the midst of getting this grad degree and working at that agency, I was like, oh, it's more and more clear that like, I want to be making stuff on my own. I don't need to wait for someone to say yes to me, because it could be so demoralizing, right? As actors, we're
Such
waiting.
a hard industry. Yep.
Right. We're waiting for someone to choose us. And we're at the mercy of other people saying yes. And I was like, no, I'm going to do it on my own. So now I
said yes to yourself.
I said yes to myself. And again, like I still view, like I'm an actor primarily, and producing and content creating, and like I just wrapped a feature with my brother that's going to get on streamers.
exciting.
You know what I mean? So like a feature film. So that's like, I'm doing it all.
Is it ethnically?
It's actually not,
Yeah.
which is also crazy.
Yeah.
But like writing a couple of other features for the future now, that was a very educational process. So now like we know what to do and what not to do for our next one.
Oh, good. I just wrote one, so we'll talk.
Okay, we will
Yeah.
talk. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I just feel like it's really empowered me, because I didn't have to be waiting for anyone to say yes to me anymore. I could just do it myself.
Yeah.
And it opened the doors so much. Like I wasn't doing stand-up before. I did stand-up a little bit years ago, and then, you know, went in a different path. And then growing my social media, I kept getting asked like to do shows around the country. And I was like, what do they mean? Like just an hour length show. And I have
Yeah.
mad respect for I'm like,
Right.
no. Like
Right.
I'm not just gonna, they're like, just get up there. No.
I love
Anyone-
that you
yeah.
have that tact, because some
Oh.
social media influencers are like, yeah, I'm gonna take it.
Absolutely not. I took it so seriously when I did choose to do it, because I said to myself, first of all, I know how hard I think stand-up, if you could do stand-up, you could do anything. It's the hard, it's
Yes.
no joke. And I was declining the shows because I was like, no, I do not have an hour length, set in my back pocket. And it was actually when Angelo Tsarouchas, who's an incredible comic, asked me to open for him, and he gave me 6 months in advance. And he was like 40 minutes, and I was like, I'll do 10 and 100%. And I started writing, going to all the open mics out here like 5 times
You
a week.
put
I
in the
took it.
work.
Oh yeah. I took it very seriously. And I was, because I know how difficult it is.
I have to be honest with you. I have a lot of people with bigger followings that have asked to come on the pod or have reached out to me, but it's like, the ones who are really putting in the work, and like hearing you say this about like, I wanted to be serious about the stand-up and
yeah.
not just take an opportunity. Like you're doing it all, right? You're writing, you're producing, you're acting, you're, doing comedy, but you're not there, a lot of people could say they're doing a lot of things and not put in the work to really refine it and make it what it is.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's why I think your things are hitting. You're just so serious about being funny.
Thank you. It's so true. You have to be.
And you have to be.
You
it's
have
like,
to be.
It's not like you can have a good personality and could be funny with your friends or do a great video online, but that's not going to translate when you're standing up there alone with a microphone in your hand.
Oh, no.
And I think what I love so much, whether people took it the wrong way or not, is you took a premise, you took an idea that I got to see online with the Sebastian video and said, it's like an onion that you peeled.
Right.
And you're like, okay, this is who he is and this is, but what if this? And how would this pertain to something else he would say if it were Greek? And you kept peeling it and peeling it. And to me, it wasn't just how good and spot on the impression was, Greek and Sebastian. It was more of like there was writing and thought behind that 50 seconds. So to me, it's like, I'd rather have somebody like that on the pod who's like putting in the work and like focusing on the art and the craft than somebody who just has a big following that got lucky over a few videos that I don't even relate to.
Thank you for saying that too.
So,
and leading up to that impersonation in my set, I am talking about being Greek and Italian.
Yeah.
So it really, then the payoff, it's like, it really does make sense. And you do, I know a lot of stand-ups also scoff a little bit at like, oh, you're an actor trying to do stand-up, because it's what you said. They don't put in, they just think,
Right.
oh, I have this following, give me the mic. I'm like, that's illusion, kind of respect that.
Yeah.
Good for you. But
Right.
like, I put in the work.
Yeah.
And it's no joke. I have mad respect for it.
But the goal still remains.
The goal, yeah, my North Star is TV film. I love my making the content so much.
You and your brother.
Yeah. I mean, in the beginning, I viewed it as like, oh, I need more footage for my portfolio and my demo reel. And then I was like, oh, I love this. This is what keeps me creative while waiting for the bigger opportunities. And now I've made it a full-time job. So it's like, my North Star is TV and film, and I'm so grateful to have my brother in this town with me.
So lucky, yeah.
So lucky. He's a year older than me.
How great for your parents,
I
right?
know,
To see their
I know.
kids so close and like together. Were your parents supportive of the arts, ethnic parents?
Great question. Mom was more so, my mom was very artistic, and she wanted to study art. She was a beautiful visual artist and should have been an interior designer. But her father, her Italian father, was like, absolutely not. You're going to be broke. No. And my grandmother was a real estate agent. And so my mom went into that. And my grandmother was also extremely artistic as well.
Yeah.
She could play the piano by ear and draw. So like I got the art side from my mom's side. My father, for sure, as a Greek father, having two kids, being like performing and like artistic at the age of like 10 upward, he was like, this is a hobby. Like he totally did not think that and then he was like, oh, then now they're in high school doing it. And he's like, Ακόμα hobby, it's just a hobby. And then when we got into top schools, like top universities, then he was like, okay. And then he still kind of thought, they'll get the degree and then maybe they'll go into something else. And then when he saw our passion and dedication, because my father's work ethic is unparalleled, and when he saw that we had that in just a different, career avenue, he was like, okay, he respected it. He saw that we put in the work.
Because you put in the work.
Yeah,
I can't.
Exactly.
Not enough could be said about putting in the work.
Totally.
It's the only people I want to work with. In fact, like even with other comedians, sometimes if they're getting lazy or not doing things and they're in my daily routine or weekly routine of calls, I'm at a point now where I'm like, I can't listen to you not doing anything.
Right.
I can't.
Right.
I actually only have to be with people who are doing and creating and working.
Especially in this town, it could be all the talk. Like, oh, let's go for coffee and talk, but never do.
Right.
And then it's like, I can't do another LA coffee meeting unless you're actually like, don't talk to me about the script that you're thinking about. This is year 4 that you're telling me about this idea. Like, we got to put some pen to paper. Yeah. And I want to be, especially as it's like, we also don't have time.
No.
Like, I don't even have time for my friends. Like, let alone, I can't be with people who are just talking. Like, we got to be doing.
100%. And like, that's my inner circle now. Where it's like doers. And it's not to say like, I can't motivate people for themselves. And
Right.
I've tried that because I have friends that I believe in their talent and their craft so much, and they're just not putting in the work. And I'm like, I can't continue to spend my time getting you to spend your time wisely.
Right.
And
Right.
there's so limited time, right?
I also think, like I try to see both sides because my brother also has zero patience for it. He's like, we only want to be surrounded by the people who are doing shit. But I also think like, I try to see their perspective, and I'm like, I really do think a lot of it is fear. And for me,
All
I started
fear-based.
later, late kind of mid to late 20s, because up until then I was like, no, I'm a serious actor. Like doing the online stuff, I won't be taken seriously. And I'm like, well, I could cross my hands and kind of like just, hate the game of when they're asking how many followers you have on Instagram now that it matters. I'm like, and first of all, I'm the first to say, I hope it should be merit and talent. It should not be about the
I agree,
followers.
right.
But if I
the world
work
we live in.
hard,
Yeah.
exactly. If I work hard and I'm talented and I like am doing stuff on my own, building an audience and follower base, like why not? Like do stuff, do it, and not just wait. Like, don't just wait for the
Quote
opportunity.
we talked about on this podcast. I had Dante Palminteri on, Chaz Palminteri's son. He's also an actor. And I said, everything you want is on the other side of cringe.
Yes.
And it was like, I remember doing these videos and being like, I even to this day, I'm like, I hate this video. It's so embarrassing. What if so-and-so sees it? What if this, like, I'm talking about having 500,000 followers across platform, and I'm worried about one or two comics who I want to view me in a different light, and I don't want them to think I'm this online hacky whatever. And then sometimes that one said comic will like a video.
I know.
And I'm like, this is the person one person I was holding myself back for, because we do care so much.
We do.
About if you're a writer or a serious actor, there was a real like resistance I had to like this online performance that I thought I was doing. So I was like, this isn't authentic. This isn't me. And you can really create things to be who you are. And you also realize, and what I think you're doing for a lot of people with your social media is you're reminding them of people where they came from, who may no longer be with you, or how they grew up, which is no longer the traditional or the new modern way, I should say, of doing things. So you're bringing very culturally relevant things that are based in tradition into your sketches.
Right.
But we're Americanizing.
Yeah. And I think to piggyback off your point, like you have to climb Cringe Mountain. You have to climb Cringe Mountain, right?
I'm climbing.
Because and it's I even heard Mel Robbins say it in one of her podcasts or one clip online. It was like, you're not posting for your friends back home or your childhood friends. You're posting for first of all, it's your art and to share with the world. And second of all, it's not for them, right? It's for you and like to share it with the world and not those three people that we were just saying.
Like the people I focus on not wanting to put these things out for. And it's like, it's really, it's so much to be said about like the world we live in now, and like how talented you have to be, but how like business smart you have to be, and how like just the ability to let go and say, I've created this, I've made this, put it out there and not overthink.
Totally.
Which is what holds me back the most.
Right.
My following would probably be triple what I have now if I just posted everything I videoed.
I get it. No, I get it. I still struggle with that too.
You're pretty mindful though. I think you
mindful,
really tapped into your audience.
I have, but like you have this amazing podcast too. Like you and you're out there reaching live.
Yeah.
So many audiences
Which
all
is
over
for
the
me,
world.
like I went to this past week, I was in New York to talk back to the acting because I went to school I did.
Yeah, what were your degrees in? You got
I have everything. I did psychology, I did human relations, I did acting. I have 2 masters. I mean, I kept going back to school to figure it out. I loved formal education once I got good at it.
So did I. Yeah.
So, but I went back to New York last week, and there was a one-night reading. It was to benefit New York Film and Stage. So I was, always want to put my money to something like that. And it was a one-night reading of the movie Moonstruck. It was the original screenplay. John
Epic.
Patrick Shanley was in the audience. who's so brilliant. Like I'm
love him.
are you sure? And John Patrick Shanley
Yeah.
wrote the best Italian American movie of our time, and it
plays.
was
He's one of my favorite playwrights.
Playwright. I think he did Doubt.
Yep.
Okay.
He did Doubt.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. So it was one night only. It was so star-studded. It was Patti LuPone. It was Steve Buscemi. It was John Turturro. It was Bobby Cannavale.
Wow.
Stevie Van Zandt. Rose Byrne. It was like, and then the supporting cast was incredible. I wish I could say everybody's name. In fact, I'll get the playbill at home and write it in the caption of this. It was one of those moments I had, not only my all-time favorite movie, because it was the first time I saw anybody in my saw anybody that looked and sounded like my family in a movie.
Yeah.
You know, it was like movies didn't sound or look like us.
I know.
It opened my eyes to what a possibility could be, and it was just such an incredible night. And they were kind of, you know, it was a read, so they had the podiums and the mics, but they were, you know, acting and doing it and having fun with it, and we were having fun with it. And it was like this, like truly like participatory, kind of felt like one-on-one.
That's incredible.
Reading.
What
It
an
was so
experience.
incredible. My husband turns to me, he's like, "This is better than most productions we've spent more money on, or the same amount of money on plays that were not this good."
obsessed.
John
Okay, we
Patrick
got-
Shanley was Moonstruck, Doubt.
The Portuguese Kid, Outside, Millinger, Brooklyn Laundry, Savage in Limbo, Doubt. I mean, crazy.
Danny in the Deep Blue Sea.
Danny in the Deep Blue Sea. One of my favorite plays.
But yeah,
I did
he's-
scenes from that in college. Yeah, I mean, Moonstruck was unbelievable. You got a love bite on your neck.
Yeah. I could do every line. I actually even went into the street and did on the street things where I would say like, "Do you love him, Loretta?" And people like, "I don't know what that movie's
Really?
from."
They didn't know?
Yeah. Some
Oh
people
my God,
did, but
the best.
but it was just one of those movies, one of those nights where I said to myself, because you know I do auditions and self tapes, and you know it's for acting, and it was one of those things. I went, I got it all wrong. Stage is where I belong.
Yeah.
You know, it's for stand up. But even when it comes to acting, there's this immediate gratification that I love and feed off of, and I don't want to wait for it on a set.
Yeah.
I don't want to film, and I've done film. I had a short film that, you know, won a ton of awards across, you know, the country and in Europe. In Florence, we won the film festival. And it was a short that I wrote comedically, but I realized stage is just where it's at for me.
Oh, my heart has always been in the theater.
And you did theater.
Yep.
You studied theater.
Yep.
So it's like, now is that like for you?
I oftentimes think about what my life would have been like if I
New York?
went to New York instead.
You're
And I was
Well, luckily, this little young girl with all the collagen still in her face, you could still go and make a whole new life. I know you're not going to like the winters coming from San Francisco, but
well, it was funny growing up too, especially in high school. All my friends were shocked when I chose LA because I was always in all black. They were always like, "You're so New York," and
you look
I
New
ended
York
up-
now.
Thank you.
The
Yeah,
Prada loafers and the gray
uh,
suit. I'm like, who is this New Yorker that walked in here?
Who's this New Yorker who sounds
Who
LA?
I was like, why does she sound like that? This is a Greek and Italian girl in a gray suit and black Prada shoes. Why does she sound like she just came from yoga?
Don't say that. That's a diss. I respect it
It's
though.
not a
And
diss. It's so good for your career.
My cousin in San Francisco though, she's like, "You sound so LA." I was like, "I don't sound LA. I guess I've just been here for too many years." But I didn't get in. So I applied when I applied to colleges and auditioned. I was choosing between UCLA, USC, and Michigan, University of Michigan. I would have really gotten what
That's
a
a
taste
great
of the
theater program. It's
winter.
a super small theater
I
program.
know,
My Chaz's daughter went there.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
She went for musical theater, which is even smaller.
Yes, but
Yeah.
amazing program.
Amazing
Incredible.
program.
And I chose UCLA, and my brother went to USC for film school. It was nice having like a sibling in the same city. And then when I graduated, I was like, well, I'm here in LA. I should stay. And I never gave New York a shot. But my heart is in the theater, and there's nothing like live theater. And now with the threat of AI, I'm like, we gotta hold on to live theater. Like I support it. I love it. I go, and I also am still in acting classes on and off that are like more so scene study. But yeah, I mean, being out here, and I don't want to be the one to say there is great theater out here too. You can find it for sure. But just what I'm doing and where my life has taken me the past 5 years, I'm doing more of the content and then the TV film stuff. But there is nothing like the theater. And I know I'll always go back to it too. And it's not to say that I won't, do a play for a couple of years at one point. Like, who knows? But
I think we have people that enter our lives for different reasons and to show us different things. And when I went to Moonstruck, I thought to myself, this is what I should be doing. And then I'm listening to you and I'm like, I gave LA a shot and it was the best thing I could have done for myself in the year and a half that I did it. And I'm here until May as of now, TBD.
You're here until May. That's all in LA.
Well, I go back and forth to New York.
Okay.
And then I'm on the road. So my tour ends the first week in December.
Okay.
I'm back in LA for that week, back to New York for the holidays. And then I'm here all of January till I leave for Tampa. But anyway, I listen to you talk and it solidifies for me so much of like, LA's been so good to me in a way that I from day one, the people,
so you
the
like
shows,
it.
I love it. But between, figuring out, there's only so much time that we have. Yeah. And I'm like, I really just think that I had it wrong because I was like, well, what's the quickest way for me to get to the next thing?
Right.
For me, it's just always going to be stage.
Right.
I could do these self-tapes till I'm blue in the face. I could get some of them and take them for money because we need it along the way.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I belong on stage.
And seeing Moonstruck, that reading, like even kind of like reaffirmed that.
And listening to you talk. I mean, I think what you're doing is phenomenal. I think you're so talented. I wouldn't have asked you on. Like,
Thank you. Likewise.
Yeah, I really,
I never
you're
come on
plugged in.
podcasts.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm
you
coming.
were like, what are we doing on a
I
podcast?
know.
What do I say with the questions? I even gave you my little talking
I was like,
points.
what are we going to talk
which
about?
we're going to have a fun with right now. Hold on, we do. I know. I like to take away from some of the serious talk here on Coffee Talk. I have an Oprah rapid fire for you.
Oh my God, yes.
Let's do it. Hold on. Let's see. All right, here we go. All right, so growing up Italian and Greek.
Yes.
Okay. Spanakopita or lasagna?
Ooh. Oh, that is so
That's horrible.
tough.
What a horrible.
Did I say it right? Spanakopita?
You did. It should be more so though, because it's a hot. It should be more lasagna or pasticcio. I honestly will give this one to the Italians. Lasagna.
Okay.
My grandmother's lasagna because
Okay.
that was incredible.
Greek coffee or espresso?
Oh my God, coffee too. Such strong coffee cultures. By the way, coffee also like how I ordered 2 shots of espresso over ice with a little milk. I love drinking just black coffee, a hot pot of black coffee. I grew up with my grandmother up the block, always having a pot of coffee on the stove, right?
They
Like
always
She would do the pour. And I don't like drinking black coffee out because they don't make it like how I make it. So I always have to have a little milk when I order out.
Which, by the way, I loved her coffee order. So every guest that comes on Coffee Talk, I say, put your coffee order in. And you were like, 2 espresso on ice, splash of milk. I was like, that was pretty.
She knows. Yeah.
She knows it.
Yeah. God, I would say espresso. Yeah.
Espresso.
Yeah. Or freddo espresso. There's a hot mix there. Instead of the Greek coffee, I would do freddo espresso. It's a mix of Greek and Italian.
She's just trying to make everybody happy. Scarier woman, your yiayia or your Italian American grandmother?
Italian American grandmother. My yiayia was like very sweet.
I said it right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of Americans say yiayia, but it's yiayia.
Yeah.
She passed when I was 7 also, but I still have vivid memories. She was the sweetest little yiayia. My Italian grandmother, don't want to fuck with her.
Yeah,
She was intense.
What Italian from where?
Sicily. Yeah. Yeah, and then my grandfather's side was Genoa, so we had north and south.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
And I visited Sicily once in 2014 with the fam.
Do you know what part of Sicily they were from?
Shaka, a little village. Shaka, you know Shaka?
Shaka.
Okay.
So Shaka has made me go viral 2 times.
Shut up! Really?
So one time I went viral because I was I did a podcast with my friend Paul Verzi, and I said to him, "Oh, you got to go to the gas stations when you get to Italy." Specifically, I was talking about off the highway. When I was on my way to Shaka, I went to one of the auto grills. And an auto grill is a gas station where you can go inside and it's like a full-on Italian deli with hot espresso or cappuccino. And I go, oh, I had the best mozzarella and prosciutto and espresso there. and and you got to go. And that I clipped it. First of all, people hated the way I said mozzarella and prosciutto. I didn't say mozzarella and prosciutto, which I know that's how you say it. But again, New York Italian, we cut all the vowels off. And then another time, I just reposted it. I went golfing on my honeymoon. I stayed at this resort called the Verdura Resort in Sciacca, Sicily.
No way.
It's
such a small
Rocco
village.
Forte hotel. This place was beautiful. And they had I don't know how many, 16 or 18 holes or whatever, and we did the back 9 or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And I don't know anything about golf.
Right.
So the entire time we did golf, I said, I'll entertain myself. And I took the phone and I just said obvious things like, why are you hitting so many balls? Or,
Right.
You know, where's the spots at Golf and Spa? Or like touchdown, 2 points. Or I'd run and be like, I got it. And
Right.
I'd like pull the ball off the course and like, or you know, they were
And that
cleaning the
was in
balls. And I'm like,
Sciacca.
Mike's bideting his balls. I'm like, look, there are cannoli out on the thing. And I just was like
I
saying,
love
I'm
it.
like, you know, can't you just use, why do you have to change your sticks?
And that
Just
was
use
like
the one you-
off the cuff shit, right? And then
It
it
was
goes
just
viral, of
making-
course. Of course.
It was
always.
what I thought. I got a kick out of it. I sent it
Right.
to my family. I go, isn't this funny? The first time I posted it, nothing. Then I posted it vertical. I cut it
Right.
up a little bit. I said, I'm going to post it again because I really believed in it. Viral beyond words.
I gotta look at this.
PGA
Yeah.
memes posted it.
No way.
That's where I got the most hate.
Really?
They were like, I want to wrap a 9-9 around her forehead. Like,
Oh,
people
God.
hated me. The golfers took it so seriously,
seriously, like,
that it was like,
give me a break.
clearly, if you go to my page, I'm
Right.
a comic, but they
Right.
were like, they came at me visceral. They were like
Yeah.
attacking me which only helped the video.
Exactly.
Which
Give
only
us the
made me
vitriol.
more
Yep.
popular.
Yep.
The wives loved me because
Right,
they were
right.
like, that's it. And even the female golfers were so nice to me about it. It was the men that came
Yeah,
out.
find the humor. Come on.
Men came out full force hating me for it. But it was all because of Sciacca. The
That
golf
is
course
so
was in
funny.
Sciacca, and the auto grill off the highway, mozzarella, prosciutto, and espresso in Sciacca, Sicily is the place to go.
I love it. I love it. I will say I want to go back, just never again in August. 124 degrees.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah, it was that bad.
so
It
you went to see, was it family there
So
or
no more family.
Yeah.
My cousin though, like my older
Probably
cousin.
there is, you just
Exactly.
it's so far removed.
It's so far removed.
Yeah.
When she went like years and years ago, she was looking for Maria Rosa and was just asking people, and they're like, oh, off the block. And then she got to meet her and have coffee with her, and they like communicated with their hands because she didn't know Italian either. But
I just went to Sicily. Google Translate was my best friend.
I heard about your trip. I listened
Yeah,
to the pod.
yeah,
That
yeah,
was such a
it's so
special
sweet.
trip with your dad.
Yeah,
too.
it was amazing. Okay, favorite, more chaotic holiday, Greek Easter or Italian Christmas Eve?
Oh, wow. That's a good
good
one.
question.
That's a good question. I would say tie. That's tough. I don't know.
Did you do both?
Oh,
growing
yeah.
up? Yeah,
and
yeah.
I would celebrate Christmas Eve with my Italian side always. And then Greek Easter. It's funny. Greek Easter sometimes falls on Catholic Easter,
Yeah,
and sometimes
every
it
4
doesn't.
years or whatever it
Right,
is, yeah.
Right. So, God, I don't know. The tie. I got to say tie
Did you
for that.
celebrate Greek Christmas or?
We celebrate Christmas,
Is it
but I'm
different?
usually here. No, it's not different. Yeah. So, like,
Because-
there's
No,
different traditions, though. but
isn't
no,
it
it's,
about a week later.
no.
No, that's Easter. What
Yeah.
Oyster? It's like 1-3. It's like changes in week.
I got a question.
I got a
for
fact.
You.
Yeah. What is it?
Greek feta or Bulgarian feta?
Greek feta. Come on now.
Have you
She's
had Bulgarian
only
feta?
here because of Greek
also,
feta.
Bulgarian cheese is good, but it's not feta.
No,
there's only Greek
Arianna,
feta.
I'm gonna fight with you.
No.
Have you not
The
had
I have
Bulgarian
had
feta?
it, and it is tasty. I know exactly. It's
Oh, it's
softer.
briny.
Yes.
It's
No,
really
it's
briny.
very good, but it's not feta. It's just another type of
It's not
cheese.
feta.
It's not feta.
It is
Greek.
feta.
No.
All right.
There's
well,
only
here because
Greek
of feta. I
feta.
trust what she
she,
says.
this,
yes, she
this
trusts.
is a poll down below. Is what the what's the other
Greek
feta?
feta.
My brain's not
Bulgarian.
working. Bulgarian. Is Bulgarian feta or is it not feta?
It's a great
below.
question. Great question. Yeah, I'm actually interested in this. Bulgarian cheese is amazing, but it's not feta. It's Greek feta. Get it
Okay.
straight.
well,
Get
what
it?
is okay? So by that notion, is French feta not feta?
100% not. No, it's
Okay,
only
so
Greek
you're-
feta.
So you're doing like the
only
champagne
Oh
thing.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Okay, then okay,
the only
let me
feta is
amend-
Greek, and the best kind is feta calavriton.
Let me amend my question.
Okay.
Then. Well, you just answered it. Bulgarian cheese that's pretending to be feta, or
Yes.
We
Greek feta?
we go with the OGs.
We
in
go
this
with the
coffee
OGs, but
talk.
I will say Bulgarian cheese is good. It's still good. It's still good. Where do you get your Bulgarian cheese from?
here you can get it at John's Market.
Okay, which
And you can
also
get some
has
really
good Greek
sharp
products
Greek-
too.
yeah, they
I gotta
do.
go to John's.
Yeah, they
Where's
do.
John's?
Shout out John's. I don't know because I used to go to Papa Christos for the Greek products that would come like imported from Greece, but they closed down downtown. So John's now, I'm gonna check them out. There are a couple locations, I think.
Yeah, there's one
Yeah.
in the Valley. There's one in Hollywood.
Yeah.
The best Italian place I found here was in Eagle Rock
Oh, really?
Hmm.
Nice.
Deli. I don't
There's
remember.
a
Oh,
good
I gotta
deli
check it
in
out.
Santa Monica too.
Yeah.
I forget
Italian?
the name of it. Yeah.
Oh, Bay Cities? No.
No. Oh yeah. No, it is. Bay
I'm going to
Cities. It's all
Scopa
right.
this weekend in Venice Beach. Did anybody ever eat there? I heard it was good
No.
Italian.
Is there? I love Madeo. They had like great food. They were on Beverly first, and then now they're on Sunset. I haven't been to the new location.
Madeo?
Madeo was great, and I heard like the chef speaking Italian when you hear that.
This is what I need to know here.
If you go to San Francisco, go to La Sizia. The
Oh
chef
yeah, when I go to San Fran, I'm
is
hitting you
from
up.
Sardinia. Yeah,
I
you
want
have
all
to.
the- I
Wait,
want
do you
all
ever
the
go up to San
places.
Francisco?
Yeah, I'll probably headline there that later in the year in 2026. So
Okay,
for sure.
amazing.
Okay, is there? So I became popular online because I did Italian American, like New York Italian words I heard growing up.
Yeah.
Did you have? I know your mom wasn't New York, but were there? I would love to know if that like she's third generation, so that's
Right.
even like different like. With and San Francisco, like polar opposite
Right.
of like New York, but is there like chooch or
We didn't have that. Tell
those,
me more.
like Mamaluk, Shkumbari, Svachim,
I feel like anything I say, it's going to be a swear word because my Italian grandmother,
Fangul?
yeah, of course. That one.
Putana?
Yeah, of
Putana?
course. Yes, putana. And that's the same in Greek. So putana.
it?
Oh, yeah. Putana is putana.
So if you were Putana.
yeah. Yeah. What else?
So are there any Greek and Italian words that like besides that
That's
one?
a great crossover. What other? Yeah, there are. No, I don't have any off the top of my head, but there have to be.
Did
other
your mom
crossovers.
call it sauce or gravy?
So grandma in the kitchen, best cook ever, she called it gravy, which I always was like ashamed to say because everyone's like, it's sauce. And I'm like, but it's also gravy. And I don't know, what do we think of that?
I think that it's both.
You think it's both, right?
I think it's both. I think that, like we talked about, a lot of Italians, came here and were like, we're American now.
Right.
And anything in meat was brown gravy.
Right.
And they put meat in their sauce.
Right.
Which was just sauce.
Sauce, yeah.
And then when they put the meat in it, it turned it brown. We feeding gravy.
Right.
I think that is the true history behind it
Right.
because there's so many, I think it's both.
Yeah.
And I never like asking the question,
Right,
but
right.
just because I was so curious, I actually hate asking the question. I hope
Does anyone say gravy ever? Or am I like
always
the
They all
gravy.
say
She
gravy.
Oh, they
loves asking this
do.
They all
question.
say
Oh, that's
gravy.
She
so
loves
funny.
this because every time she asks it, it's negging me. That's why she likes this.
Here's my
That's
thing.
funny.
I said I didn't want to ask the question.
Right,
I said I
right.
don't want to ask this question. And he was like, no, we're going to do a poll. And now every time we do the poll, everybody says gravy. And he's like, it's stupid. And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
it's stupid. If I said sauce, he'd be like, see?
He's like, this is why we got to do the poll.
Right.
So funny, but you lose again. And you can't say everything. It's but one thing that you think Greeks do better than Italians, and vice versa, that they claim their claim to fame. Let's hear it.
I mean, I gotta say, and I don't know if they do it better, but the beaches in Greece are better than in Italy.
The who?
The beaches.
Oh.
Beaches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Come
gotta
to
be
Greek
honest,
beaches.
I
I'm
did.
sorry. Have you been? Thank you.
I'm also
Which island did
comparing
you
them
go?
to Sicily, which was just rocks.
Right.
But
we got some rocky beaches in Greece too.
Yeah, okay.
But this is gonna come out. It's just Sebastian and my
yeah,
Greek
I love
accent
it.
will just go back and forth. Where'd you go in Greece?
in Greece, I did the beach in Mykonos.
Okay.
Um,
Beautiful beaches there.
Yeah, I did the Red Sand Beach in
Oh.
Santorini and those,
Yep.
and then I did Crete.
Crete's one of my favorite islands. I'm not Cretan, but
I
incredible.
can't
Kanya area?
believe-
Do you remember Kanya?
So I went on the other eye. We did Ilaunda.
Okay. Never been, but I'm sure it was amazing.
It was such a pleasant surprise for me.
Yeah.
And probably like my favorite, like I think we'll go back there. Like I think
Wow.
we'll do definitely Hanya, and then we'll probably go back to Alaunda for at least 2 days because we loved it. We loved the resort. The people at the resort were actually like, we knew you were the girl coming from the golf video in Shaka because they saw I was emailing the concierge and they must have
That's
looked up my stuff and they said the
incredible.
girl that says, and they had a golf course day. I'm like, I'm not doing round 2 here, guys. But
I love that.
there's no
Yeah,
golf
yeah,
for me
they're
in
like,
Greece.
"Please."
I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. But I'm so happy that I had you on because like
No, I'm so
you are
happy.
equal parts talented as you are funny and smart, which is like the biggest thing. It's like you put your craft and your mind behind everything you do.
Yeah.
It's relevant in your social media. It's relevant in this coffee talk. I mean, you're young enough that I will say this.
Thank you for calling me young.
You could, yeah, you definitely are, right? It's that was blinding me. It's just the hope from your face. But it's, she's like, everything's gonna work out. And I'm like,
not the LA.
no.
She ends with the LA affected. Everything's gonna work out.
But it is for you. Like, I think it's just going to go in your favor. I don't know if it's going to be what you started out with we have these visions of what we think we're going to be when we start in entertainment. But you're not just surviving in it. You're kind of thriving in it. You're making your own opportunity and you're doing it really well.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited to see. Everybody in this podcast, you're going to be like, I knew Arianna Papalexopoulos
Amazing. Yes, you said it right again.
when she was on Cawfee Tawk.
No, thank you. And coming from you, you're so talented and
Thank
brilliant.
you.
I want to come see you live.
Yes,
I've
for
only
sure.
seen the clips, so I really got to see you live. I've heard nothing but incredible things.
Thank you.
And yeah, I mean, my brother and I always say too, like, we're just getting started. And I really do feel that because of the momentum. I feel like I'm just getting started. So
Yeah. And I think it's so, like you said, your father was a worker.
yeah,
I think
his work ethic is, that's where we got it from, really.
yeah, and you're making yourself undeniable, which is kind of like, keep that word in mind. It's why I took the residency when I did Niagara Falls because I was like, I'm going to get 4 hours on stage a month,
wow.
50 something hours, a
You
year.
got to put in the
And
hours.
you've got to put in the time. You've got
Yeah.
to take all the shows, and you've got to. The only way to get great is to just.
And I think there could be so much noise online, and you just got to stay in your lane.
yeah, like you said, you muted the comments.
Right, for one video. Don't do it to all of them.
No,
but you
you
got
know
to
what?
sometimes. Like, you just.
People, yeah.
And also, I noticed that even because there's, obviously so many more positive comments than there are negative, but we focus on the negative, and it's like it all becomes noise. Even the great, like, they're flattering you, and it's like it all is just, it's kind of all noise, and you just got to stay in your lane.
You just have to stay. You just keep your eye on the prize. Tell people for spell your name.
Yes.
For everybody listening right now who wants to follow Arianna and definitely watch the Sebastian video. Definitely follow her. But spell your name for everybody.
Yes, Arianna, Arianna, Arianna Papalexopoulos, Papalexopoulos.
Oh my God, I love it. And good luck on the movie. You're gonna.
Thank you. Yes,
We'll share that info with my followers once you have everything in play.
amazing. It'll be
Can you
top
tease
of
us
the year
with a premise?
2026. Yeah, it's two strangers meet in Los Angeles and have a love story go up the coast from LA to San Francisco, and secrets are revealed. No Greek or Italian involved here. It's actually a French girl, but I'm a producer. I have a small little role in that as well. And my brother wrote it, co-wrote it, directed, edited, and composed it.
Oh, this family's so not talented. I'm in good company, and you guys have been in good company today with my guest. Arianna, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
To everybody listening, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for encouraging me to keep up Cawfee Talk. It's been such a fun ride with you guys. Again, as you know, I really want to just see you guys at my shows so we can meet and laugh together. My full schedule, the new tour is coming. My dates right now are Tampa, Naples, Washington, D.C., Irvine, California. I'm adding Ocala, Florida. I should probably, never mind. I'll learn about. I just got the email, so I shouldn't promote it yet. I don't really know where it is. Providence, Rhode Island's back on the map, and you guys know I'm gonna hit up the East Coast pretty hard in 2026. Thank you guys. You know what? I should ask this because I think we're gonna air this episode for Thanksgiving week.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah,
This will be Thanksgiving.
Right?
Is there this? Yeah, this will be the episode. So Greek and do Greeks celebrate Thanksgiving when they're here?
We make
only
it
have
our own.
one.
We
You
make
only have one Greek relative. Your dad is the only, or is it more people?
Yes. My dad is the only Greek relative I have here. I mean, yes, his whole side of the family is still in Greece. We do celebrate with my Italian side, but I do have my Greek mom on Thanksgiving video that I always post every year. We make it kind of like we get a lamb instead of a turkey. We make it kind of like Pascha, like Easter.
Yeah.
I will say, you asked me about words on the Italian side that my grandmother would say. We have gonza, but no one knows that. That's the Italian stuffing she would make. But I don't think anyone knows that word.
Gonza?
Yeah.
Is that with
she
sausage?
called it gonza. It was the stuffing.
Is that
carrots,
sausage?
celery? No, sirloin beef, like all ground beef. Yeah. And it's like no one knows when I say gonza.
Oh, guys,
I don't know if it was her own word.
In the comments, tell me if you know Gonza. I'm curious. Gonza. So
Wait, really quick, what were other like Italian sayings that your mom would say? We were gonna go through this.
bacigalup?
No. Or not even in Italian, but like just say like, because I know you have that.
Yeah,
series
so like
too.
my mother would be like, you want to cry? I'm going to give you something to cry about.
My mom would say that too.
Yeah.
My grandma would say some funny shit that I also don't know if was real.
Say it.
Like she would be like, if she's talking about someone, she would say, he doesn't know his ass from a hot rock. And I'm like, I don't think that's a saying.
My mother would say, you don't know your ass from your elbow.
Okay, that's one
Ass
too.
from elbow.
I think that's what she meant, but
Hold
she
on, I
made
wrote
it
a
her
bunch of
own.
them.
You don't
Let's
know
see.
he doesn't know his ass from a hot rock. I was like, I can't be saying that in the streets because I don't think that's a thing.
I have. Hold on, wait. I wrote a bunch of them out, so we'll do them right now.
Okay.
Quickly. Hold on, guys. We're making it work. Here we go. Things my mom. Hold your horses.
Always, yeah.
You think you're hot shit?
We didn't say that one much. Hold your
You're
horses,
cruising
we did.
for bruising.
No.
Watch your P's and Q's.
Nope.
I brought you into this world. I
Oh.
can take you out.
Yes.
Don't make me
Yes.
start swinging. Did you ever hear that one?
Why? Because I said so.
Oh yeah, of course.
Over my dead body.
Always.
I had it up to here with you.
Oh yeah.
Where was here?
I know. Where was it? I don't know. I've had it up to here with you. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, very
Those
funny.
are great.
I think it just was. I think it's generational. When I used to have my New York Italian mom, so many people related to that, and I think it was just they all had the same book.
Yeah. Always.
I don't know where it got passed around.
Yeah.
But it apparently reaches all the way to San Francisco.
Yep, all the way.
So I'm so happy to hear that. I
Got
love
there.
you. Happy Thanksgiving. I am grateful for all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm grateful for you. Thank you for having me on.
This was fun. Cawfee Talk.